Good morning, students. Today is May 26th, Tuesday. So let's look at the homework from yesterday. Workbook chapter 15, page 15 to 16. So this is the top part of page 15. Question number 1. The toilet is to the of the tuck shop. So let's look at the symbol first. If we are given the north direction as being pointed to this direction, so once again we go through the clockwise direction. Remember the order of the 4 directions. We start with north and then followed by east, south, and then west. So if we go through the clockwise direction, starting with north, the next one we should fill out should be east, followed by south, and then west. Okay, so tuck shop is our center this time. So tuck shop is here, and we want to know toilet is to the which direction of the tuck shop. So if we treat tuck shop as the center, if the tuck shop is in the middle, then toilet is to the west, of the tuck shop. Okay, so the fish pond is to the of the badminton court. So here's the badminton court. We treat the badminton court as the center, and the fish pond is over here. So by looking at our symbol, if we treat badminton court as the center, so this side would be south of the badminton court. Part C, Daisy goes from the stadium to the playground. So stadium is here, playground is there. So she's going this direction, okay, from the stadium to the playground. So by looking at the symbol here, we're heading west. Okay, so Daisy goes west from the stadium to the playground. Then she goes to reach the kiosk. So this time she's going from the playground to the kiosk. So she's heading this direction. By looking at the symbol, we are going to the south. So this time she goes south from the playground to the kiosk. So let's look at question number 2, the bottom part of page 15. Write the names of the facilities on the map below according to the instructions. The bookshop is to the east of the pharmacy. The school is to the north of the bookshop. The supermarket is to the west of the car park. So given the direction of north, which is pointing to this direction, once again we go through the clockwise direction and we go by the order north, east, south, and then west. So that's why the one that's after north would be east, followed by south, and the last one would be west. Okay, so here we start with pharmacy here. So the bookshop is to the east of the pharmacy. So if pharmacy is our center here, and the bookshop is to the east, so east is this direction, so to the east. So we write the bookshop over here to the east side of the pharmacy. And then the school is to the north of the bookshop. So this time we treat the bookshop as our center, and then the school is to the north. North is to this side. This is north. So that's why we write the school over here to the north of the bookshop. So north. And then the last one, the supermarket is to the west of the car park. So car park being the center, and to the west, to the west would be the supermarket. So that's why we write supermarket over here, to the west. Okay, and then part B, the post office is to the which direction of the bookshop? So bookshop is over here, and then the post office is right here. So we need to figure out this direction. There, by looking at the symbol, we are pointing to the west. And part C, Flora wants to go to the supermarket from the school. So we start from the school, and now Flora wants to go to the supermarket. So first of all, she would head to the bookshop first, and then she goes down, and then she goes to the supermarket here. So first of all, if we start from school, then we'll go to this direction, to the bookshop. By looking at the symbol, we are going south to the bookshop, so we put south as our first step. The second step, we go west to the post office, and then finally we are going south again. We are going south to this direction, south to the supermarket. So the third step would be going south. Of page 16. So here the symbol, this is the usual one. North is heading this direction, and once again we go through the clockwise direction. First north, and then east, followed by south, last one west. Okay, question number 3, the cinema is to the of the post office. So the post office is over here as our center, and then the cinema is over this side. So by looking at the symbol, this is to the west. The cinema is to the west of the post office. Question number 4, the park is to the of the school. So school is being our center, and then the park is right here. So by looking at the symbol, this side, this direction is the south. So the park is to the south of the school. Harry's home is to the of the post office. Post office is our center again, and Harry's home is over this direction. So by looking at the symbol, this is the north side. So Harry's home is to the north of the post office, to the north. Okay, question number 6. The something is to the south of the garden. So garden as our center, to the south is this direction, to the south, okay? And cinema is to the south of the garden. Okay, question number 7. The something is to the north of the restaurant. So restaurant would be our center this time, and then to the north. So north is this direction. So to the north of the restaurant would be the market, to the north. So it will be the market. Question number 8. Harry first goes south from his home. So he starts from his home and then he goes south. So south is this direction. He goes south, and the first place he would reach would be the bookshop. So to the bookshop. Then he goes to the restaurant. By going to the restaurant from the bookshop, he would head west. Okay, he goes west to the restaurant and goes south. So south, going south. So he would end up here right now. And finally he goes to reach the cinema. So finally he goes west, west, from this board to the cinema. Okay, question number 9. Harry buys a ticket at the cinema. So right now he's at the cinema, and then he goes to the supermarket. He would like to go to the supermarket. Which route has the fewest turns? So it would be much easier if he just go from the cinema to the park and then to the supermarket, because by doing so he only needs to turn right once at the park. Okay, so you need to draw on the map above to show his routes. So these two arrows here indicate the routes that he's taking. And then part B, the direction of his routes are, so from the cinema, when he head to the park, he first go west, this direction. And then from the park to the supermarket, he would be heading north. Okay, so first he go west, and then later on he goes north to the supermarket. So please turn to page 57 of your textbook 2D, and we'll continue with chapter 17, making pictogram. Question number 2. 4 school buses pick up primary 2 pupils from different locations to school every day. Miss Ip recorded the number of pupils taking the school buses. So we have school bus A, school bus B, school bus C, and school bus D. 4 school buses. And let's say for school bus A, there are actually 6 primary 2 pupils taking school bus A, and 9 primary 2 pupils taking school bus B, and so on.